Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoScores. Today we are looking at the Liquidity Score, one of the 6 category scores that make up a project's overall rating on the platform. This score alone is built from 10 different liquidity metrics, and if you're investing in crypto without checking liquidity first, you might be setting yourself up for a very painful surprise. Let me explain. So why does liquidity matter? In simple terms, liquidity is your ability to buy and sell a token without losing money in the process. If a project has low liquidity, there aren't enough buyers and sellers. So when you try to exit, especially with a larger position, the price slips against you. You might think you're sitting on a profit, but if nobody's there to buy when you want to sell, the profit is just a number on a screen. So let's take a look about it. The liquidity score on CryptoScores takes 10 different metrics: trading volume, exchange corridor, spot pairs, derivative, order book, minimum spread, and combine them into one single score. For example, for Chainlink, a liquidity score of 96 over 100, so a very good one, and we will see why in a matter of seconds. So instead of having to check each one individually, you get an instant read of whether a project is safe to trade or not. And we will cover each of these 10 metrics in dedicated videos, so don't worry for now. Let's focus on how to use this score in your analysis. So let's get back to Chainlink. The liquidity score, as I said, near perfect, and when you look at the details, it makes a lot of sense. Why? Because there is a lot of volume per 24 hour, for example. It's a massive daily trading volume. Chainlink is also listed on all 15 tier 1 exchanges. Deep order books, tight spread. This is a project where you can get in and get out of a position of virtually any size without worrying. So the market is there for you. That's, my friend, what high liquidity scores tell you. You can trade with confidence. Now here's where it gets really practical, because if you go back to the main dashboard, you will see a liquidity tab over there. So you go to filters and you can check liquidity here. So you can sort all of this: liquidity score, volume per 24 hour, TVL market cap, etc. and derivative. Thanks to that, you can sort all 7,500 plus projects by their liquidity score from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. This is incredibly powerful. In just a few seconds, you can scan the entire market and see which projects have solid liquidity and which ones don't. And this should be part of your process. Before you invest in any project, sort by liquidity, find it in the list and check its score. If it's near the bottom, that's a strong signal you need to understand before putting money on it. So let's look at what a low liquidity score actually means in practice. Take Verus, for example. You can see the liquidity score at only 1 over 100 and see why is that Verus have a low liquidity score for a project of 59 million of market cap. Well, when you open the tab, you can see why. Because based on 8 liquidity metrics, there is a lot to say. And the picture is clearly very different from Chainlink. You can see the daily trading volume, just over $1,200, not thousands, not millions, $1,200 total. Only 12 spot pairs available, order book depth of a few $100s on each side, and a spread of 0.28%, 28 times wider than Chainlink's. What does that mean for you as an investor? Because this is the question. It means if you put even a few $1,000s into this project, you might move the price yourself. And when you try to sell, there may not be enough buyers. So your money will get stuck, or you will take a massive loss just trying to exit. That's the hidden risk that most people don't see until it's too late. So how should you use this in your investment process? Think of the liquidity score as a filter, your first checkpoint. A project can have the best technology, the best community, the best narrative, but if the liquidity score is low, you need to be aware that getting out might be a very huge problem. It doesn't mean you should never invest in low liquidity projects. Some early stage games have low liquidity simply because they are new, but it means you go with your eyes open, you size your position accordingly, and you understand the risk. And as always, you are the analyst. So CryptoScores gives you the data, the score, the filter, but the decision is yours. So go check the order book by yourself, look at the exchange, do your own due diligence, use this score as your starting point, not your conclusion. So next time you find an exciting project, before you even look at the price chart, check the liquidity score, because getting in is easy, but getting out is where it counts. Find it all on CryptoScores.com, and we will see you in the next one.